Yo, what's poppin', my people? It's your big homie Crooks the Great, aka Big Unc Crooks, and I'm back at you guys with a special UFC 5 video, because in today's video we're going to be breaking down how to beat the Nas UFC style of players that you see in ranked championships right now. Now, for those of you guys that are newer to the game or maybe just picked up UFC 5, there's a high chance that if you've played ranked championships, you've ran into players like this. And so I wanted to make a video on how to combat this style of play. And a little bit of my motivation behind it was this Martial Mind video right here, where he was breaking down a fight between Fortify Your Mind and I forgot what the other guy's name is. His opponent, Fortify Your Mind's opponent, was able to make a comeback, but he was fighting very, very similar to Nas UFC. Like I would say with the same tempo, the same slip meta that Nas UFC uses. I wouldn't say the same fight IQ, because Nas obviously has a better fight IQ, I would say, than Fortify Your Mind, but very, very similar in the style that they play. So I actually commented on Martial Mind's video and said that I wanted to make a video on how best to beat this style of gameplay, because it can be very, very frustrating, especially if you don't know what to do against it. And he told me to do it. So here I am. I'm a man of my word. We're going to do this thing. So you guys aren't going to hear Martial Mind's audio in the video this time, because, you know, it's hard to have two people talking at one time. But Fortify Your Mind is going to be using Conor McGregor, and his opponent is going to be using Jose Aldo. So as the fight goes along, I'm going to be talking to you guys about what his opponent, the Aldo player, is doing wrong and what he should be doing to combat what Fortify Your Mind is doing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it started. All right, so here we are. Don't even touch gloves. What a nice bow. Okay, giving them respect. So you see, Fortify Your Mind has already started with the slips. Nice body work. You see, he's starting to get a feel for what his opponent is doing. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna pause it once he gets back up to his feet. Okay, so right here, you're starting to see Fortify Your Mind's trying to dictate the pace, right? He's throwing out a lot of them feints. He's throwing out a lot of those slips. That is a way of preventing you from throwing anything coming back, right? And when somebody's trying to do this, especially players like Fortify Your Mind, Nas, what they're trying to do is they're trying to halt your offense and get you to second guess yourself. And once you second guess yourself, that split second that you need to make a decision, if you delay that just a little bit, it allows them to close the distance on you. And now you're playing at a range where they thrive at, right? So you see right here, they were off. Fortify Your Mind was out here. He was able to hit the teep kick, and then he closed the distance very, very quickly, because he knows at this distance right here, there's a high chance this Jose Aldo player is not going to have a lot of success, because number one, Conor's faster, Conor hits harder, and he has better head movement, right? And he's going to be using that slip meta that a lot of people tend to use in the game. So key number one to beating players like this is understanding what goes into their game plan. They want to close the distance on you, so that way they can get you in that tight phone booth space, and then they can start using that slip meta that everybody likes to use in UFC 5. So let's continue on. See here, the fight is starting to get contested here inside the pocket. Another slip. There's another teep kick right there. So you see how patient Fortify Your Mind is really staying? This lets me know that the IQ is really high, because he knows all it's gonna take is a couple of strikes, right? Now you see the slip starting to come out. Now, step number two is once you see them land, or once they land a lot of damage like that, you need to reset. Because if you start panicking like the Aldo kind of did there a little bit, you're playing exactly into their hands. They want you to play fast so you can make a mistake. And UFC 5 is really notorious for this right now. it is very, very easy for somebody to double slip and counter shot you and put you to sleep. So step number two, key number two to beating fighters like this is, if you do get hurt, you need to take your time excuse me, to reset. If you don't, you've seen what he was doing. He's moving off, he's slipping, he's moving his head. He's waiting for you to panic and throw offense coming back. And then if you mess up on the read or you make a wrong read, he's gonna put you to sleep. So that's a very, very common thing that people that use this style of play want to do. They want to hurt you, and then once they hurt you, they're expecting you to panic, so they put the pressure on you. And then you make a mistake and you're out of there, right? So back up, reset, clinch, grapple if you need to. Utilize the tools that are available to you to regain your bearings like somebody would do in real life. When they get rocked, they'll try to grab a clinch. They'll try to shoot for a takedown. They'll try to do something to regain their wits about them. It's the same thing you need to be doing, especially against players like this. So you see right here, fortify your mind. He's putting the pressure on him. He's staying inside that pocket. He notices that Aldo's head health is down. He's not overcommitting on long combination strings because he knows that he can slip off and land a lot of damage in a very quick amount of time, and that uppercut gets the damage he was looking for. He's taunting him. Now you see this Aldo player right here, he looks very bewildered. He looks very lost because he's just getting hit, right? So I'm gonna pause it right there. That scenario that you guys just seen was a key example of what I just told you guys, right? With slowing down. You see Talha, I think that's his name. Talha literally got overzealous with wanting to hit Conor back, that he just allowed fortify your mind to just slip off, and then he got bewildered with the head movement. Where is he gonna slip? What is he going for? Is he gonna hit my body? Is he gonna hit my head? And so he just held his high block up and got eaten up to the body. Very common thing that guys like fortify your mind are going to use, especially if they're trying to play this way. Another tip that I could give you is work your damn calf kicks. Calf kicks are your best friends against guys like this if you can gain the space. You guys see Fortify's kind of giving him a little bit of range, right? He's giving him a little bit of cushion. He's not just completely staying glued to him. So when he has that room, kick that leg. Kick that leg, kick that leg, kick that leg, because it's gonna make Fortify do one of two things. Guys like Fortify do one of two things. They're either gonna close the distance and stick to you, or they're gonna back up and try to counter you, which is gonna allow you to get out of a bad spot, to change the rhythm and the pace of the fight. And that's really what you want to do against guys like this. You want to dictate the rhythm and the pace of the fight, because if you allow them to do it, you're gonna get finished damn near every single time. So right here you see the stamina is already cooked on Jose Aldo. Hits him with a nice lunging jab to the body, nice body kick, and you see he's giving him a lot of room. And really at this point, Fortify is probably feeling pretty good, because he's hurting Aldo every single time he hits him now. Now he's just getting a little reckless. But normally guys like this, especially if they know that you're good, they're gonna put the pressure on you, man. They're not gonna back up and really be throwing out ridiculous stuff like this. So you see he's slipping off, going down to the body. There's a nice hook by Aldo right there, but you see he's just not doing enough damage. And that's the end of the first round. Now, another tip that I'll give you guys is if you find yourself in a situation like this, where you've just taken a crap ton of damage, calm your mind down, man. Really calm your mind down, because it can be so frustrating to run into players like this, because it is, in a way, it's abusing the slips. People are abusing the slips right now, and it's a very common meta in the game. Nas has caught a lot of flack for fighting this way. He catches a lot of flack from people in the community about fighting this way, but he does it to get wins, right? So we have to be able to combat it. So if you catch yourself getting damage like this, you need to just take your time and work yourself back into the fight. You don't need to get the damage back all at one time. So you see Fortify still doing the same thing. He's moving his head off. Nice counter right there by Aldo, though. He's fainting off the straights. You see, he's at least fighting back. He's not giving up. Why he's in southpaw, I don't understand, but you know, it is what it is. Nice uppercut. Okay, so right here I want to pause it because I want to point something out. When I told you guys to use calf kicks, in his case, in Talha's case, if he would have used calf kicks, it would have substituted for body damage, right? So in every single fight, you want to create a high-low mix-up. That's really what you should be aiming for in every single fight. High-low mix-up. You don't want somebody just repeatedly holding the high block and trying to block break them every time. Or you don't want to just repeatedly be trying to go down to the body. You want to create that high-low mix-up so somebody doesn't know whether you're going to go down to the body, to the legs, or up to the head. So they have to guess. Right? And if you guys have been in my streams, I've talked about this on numerous amounts of occasions. So what's happening right now is Fortify Your Mind really doesn't feel any kind of threat coming back, because Aldo's not working the legs, which this Aldo in particular was very good at in the WEC. Very good at chopping the legs. Haven't seen a lot of leg kicks. He doesn't have to worry about him going down to his body because the head health is super low. So if he gets elbowed, you know, he's not going to be able to do a crap ton of body damage. And then going back up to the head, he's moving his head a lot. So it's going to be very hard for Aldo to land damage. So he doesn't feel any kind of threat coming back. And this is why I'm telling you guys, against guys like this, when you do get space, leg kicks, leg kicks. If they're open to you, take them, because they're really going to pay dividends for you in the long run by starting to create that high-low mix-up that everybody is looking for in the game. Fortify is really just playing with his food right here. He really should have this Aldo out, but he's allowing him to stay in the fight, which, if you guys have watched this video, you guys know it's a really big mistake, but he's landing a lot of damaging strikes. Right there, he's still going for that slip uppercut to the body, Ed Parker style. Now you see he's moving a lot, and this is what you're gonna find out of a lot of players in ranked championships right now. They're gonna move a lot. He gets caught with the overhand right there, but that's just off pure stupidity. He really could end this fight whenever he wants to. He's just choosing to allow his opponent to survive for whatever his reasoning is behind it, as he hits a clean spear counter takedown. But he's already cooked this guy's stamina. So right here, this would be a position that you could take advantage of against the Conor McGregor player, is on the ground if they don't have good grappling. But with this low of stamina, it's never a good idea. He's able to get him in the triangle choke right here. He's draining down that stamina. But he's not gonna have enough stamina to really be able to cause Conor to give up a submission. All of the work just needs to be put in early, man. All of the work needs to be put in early. If you don't put it in early, you're gonna find yourself in scenarios like this, and it's the worst position to be in, man. Let me tell you. Knowing damn well that you can't do anything. Here they're really just riding the rest of the round out. He's punching his body, lowering that body health even lower than it already was. So heading into this third round already, body health is chopped, head health is chopped. If you don't use the correct game plan in what's going on and don't utilize the tips that I'm giving you guys here to combat this style of play, you're going to end up in scenarios like this. And this is why I wanted to make this video, because it is a tough style to deal with. It is, man. It's a pain in the ass. It's easier to do it than it is to counter it. And that's really what's wrong with UFC 5 right now. There's really a lot of ways to exploit broken mechanics, and it's twice as hard to actually combat it, which it should not be the case. Right here, you see he's moving his head off a lot, man. Still. See him taunting right there. He gets hit with a clean knee to the body, but I mean, at this point, that stamina is just, it's cooked, man. It's cooked. And all because this guy didn't know what to do and how to combat it. So I know a lot of you guys are going to be in my comment section saying, oh, this doesn't make sense, Crook, it's a dumb video. But hey, I guarantee you, if you take these tips that I'm telling you guys and work them into when you run into opponents like this, you're going to have a lot more success than what this guy is having right here. Because see, the only reason he's not getting finished right now is because Fortify Your Mind is allowing him to stay in the fight. And guys like Fortify will literally do this to you. They'll waste your time by literally keeping you in a fight where you already know you lost for the most part. But in this case, obviously he's not going to lose, but still. He hits the counter, arm triangle. He tries to go for it, but he does not have the stamina to get it done. Fortify's just sitting here, you know, just pretty much trolling him, man. Aldo player is going to get back up to the feet, but look at how gassed he is already, man. Fight actually restarts. That crazy ass guy. That stuff still happens when we're in UFC 5. That's the UFC 3 thing. That stamina is just straight up cooked. Shooting for spear takedowns. Nice denial by Aldo. He hit the takedown counter into the ghillie though. It's a hard one to get, especially with that low stamina though. So in my opinion, Fortify doesn't look like he has the best grappling. But then again, it's kind of hard for me to tell because I feel like he's just kind of bullshitting around right now. He's allowing his opponent to stay in this fight, hits him with a nice guillotine counter right there, rolls him into full guard. It just looks like he's just having fun, man. So it's really hard for me to tell whether he has good grappling or he doesn't. But based off of some of the transition, it doesn't look like he has the best grappling. Ooh, rocks him again, hurts him down to the body. He's fainting. Really, if you were Aldo and you had stamina, you'd be trying to... Oh yeah, like that right there, the uppercut. The uppercut. That's what it took. And it took in a taunt, which if you guys have watched my other videos, you guys know, or in my last video, right? My video from 2 days ago, I'm sorry. The guy didn't get knocked out from slip hooks. It's pretty crazy, but in this one, it literally just took an uppercut from a drained stamina Aldo to get a finish. But sometimes that's just the way it goes. But please utilize these tips that I'm giving you guys, man. Be patient. Don't let opponents like this get into a rhythm. When they give you the distance, work leg kicks if you can't work the body health. Mix up the tempo. Try to be the person that's dictating the pace and the rhythm of the fight, because if you allow an opponent like Fortify Your Mind to really push the issue and get comfortable, it's going to be really, really difficult to beat guys like that. And that goes for Nas UFC as well. To Nas struggles, when you see Nas struggle, it's because somebody is not allowing him to just play off reaction. Nas reminds me a lot of a guy named Anza. For those of you guys that haven't been around the community long enough, Anza was one of the best players in UFC 1, 2, and 3. And he's still really, really good at this game. I've played him, but he was very, very good when he was able to play on reaction. And that's how guys like this want to play. They want to play on reaction. They want to slip off of reaction. They want to feel comfortable with slipping because they're comfortable with the rhythm. They're comfortable with the pace. So don't allow them to do that. If you need to, if you get hurt or you're getting overwhelmed, clinch, grapple, do something to reset the pace of the fight. And if you need to, keep doing that 4 to 5 times around if you need to. Every single time you feel like you're in danger, read it out, clinch, try to grapple, do something that threatens them to try to get them to feel uneasy. That's the key to having success against guys like this in UFC 5. But that's it for the video, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to slap that subscribe button as well as slap that like button. It'd be much appreciated. And let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have a different way of combating fighters like this that maybe breeds a little bit more success than what I'm saying? I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. I'd love to hear your guys' strategy about when you run into fighters like this, how you deal with them. I'm going to be responding to every single comment in the comment section. But until next time, my people, take it easy, be safe, enjoy the rest of your guys' day, afternoon, evening, depending on where you guys are watching this from. And I will see you guys in the next video.